Hey, welcome back to the kitchen. It's Jess. We're gonna tackle baking today. So I've admitted that I'm not a baker. I'm actually not very good at it. It was the class in cooking school that I didn't take. We don't do the things that we really need. I don't do the yoga poses that I really need. You know, we kind of shy away from those things that we're not good at. But today we're talking about healthy swapping in baking. So maybe you've done more baking I have at home. I mean, who doesn't love a good baked good, right? Zucchini bread. My only thing that I really make is carrot cake. You guys have the recipe. Time and time again, though, it's a hit. So I've taken most of the refined sugars out of that carrot cake recipe, except for the icing, because that's the holy grail. You just don't want to mess with cream cheese icing. I already made it dairy-free. I think it's about as far as I can go. But today we're going to talk about healthy baking swaps. And I did a lot of research in sugar in my own life and diet, and refined sugars is probably the thing that I held on to last. I let go of gluten, dairy, you know, I'm eating organic, and I was like, oh, but I love my sugar. I love my almond butter cups or my Sour Patch Kids. I mean, it was bad. I mean, I think I ate elephant peanuts. Those are like those little styrofoam orange things. And not only do I eat them, I would leave them open and let them sit out for weeks so they would get like super stale. Peeps, those are another thing. That's, you know, once a year, right? All right, so anyway, I digress. Healthy baking swaps. The average American consumes 77 grams of sugar a day. And what is recommended is 35 grams for men, 25 or 26 grams for women, right? We are far exceeding, almost tripling our amount of sugar. It's in everything. When they take the fat out of something, so they're like, oh, I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna get low-fat sour cream. What do they replace it with? Sugar. So it's not even the fats in our diet. It's really sugar that's wreaking havoc on our body, our health. It's caused inflammation in the body, so it means your immune system is, you know, at high attention, at risk all the time. It really is a detriment to gut health. And our poor kids, right? And I'm like doing my best and going to the local health food store and buying what I think are healthy snacks. And it's like 8 grams of sugar, 7 grams of sugar. And this is like a small amount, but you know, they have a couple of these a day, another 6 grams of sugar. It adds up. Our poor kids are eating over 80 grams of sugar a day, which is why childhood obesity is on the steady climb. And so we're really here to say, you know, a good diet is varied and modified. It also includes things like cake and sweets, right? We don't need to have birthday cake every day or a sweet treat every day. But when we do, if we can make these conscious substitutes, I think we're all gonna feel a lot better. I know I do. So this is what I've done in my kitchen. Refined sugars are the devil. Hate to say it, they are, and it was the one, like I said, I resisted, but taking them out, I have never felt better. Reduced bloating, reduced fogginess, just achy, sluggish feeling. That was all coming from sugar. So what do I replace it with? There's so many really good natural options. There are so many amazing options now that they probably didn't have 20 years ago. But we want to think things from the earth. So things like maple syrup, honey, those have a lower glycemic index, which means when your body ingests them, it has an easier time processing these types of sugars rather than refined sugars, cane sugars, where you get that big spike and the dump crash. You see that, like if I give M&Ms to my kids or something, they like freak out for like 10 or 15 minutes and then they're like angry and throwing fits and laying on the floor somewhere. But there are some really great options. I'm a big fan of coconut sugar in baked goods, and probably my go-to is maple syrup. Just makes me feel good. You know, I just imagine someone out there just tapping that little maple tree. But it has a really good balance in flavor. I really tend to use that probably most often in my swaps. A couple other things you can do. Replacing your oils in a cake mix for applesauce, which really is about a 1-for-1. So if it calls for a cup of oil, you can replace it with about a cup of applesauce, unsweetened, of course. What else is good? Hopefully you guys saw I did a coconut whipped cream using coconut milk in place of heavy cream, and some of your baked goods could be a really good option. Okay, what about putting beans in your baked goods? You're like, oh, Jess, I don't really like beans. I swear no one will know. I made these black bean brownies, and honestly, the texture was a little off. You've got to chill them first, all right? So it's not totally perfect but I gave them to the kids last night for dessert. They ate them up. They thought I was nice mommy because it was like a Wednesday and it wasn't dessert Friday. Everybody was happy. It was win-win. All right, so chickpeas, there's like a really good recipe for chickpea cookie dough, making chocolate chip cookie dough with chickpeas, black beans. Brownies are super tasty. What else can we do? Oh, let's go to chocolate. So let's just probably get away from milk chocolate. I will have to say, this is a funny story. So I bought Justin's, well, not almond butter, so peanut butter cups the other day. I was like, God, you know, I haven't bought these in a while. I'm just gonna treat myself and have a Justin peanut butter cup. Well, number one, I can't have peanuts, so that didn't go well. But I ate it and I was like, God, why is this so good? I just ate 1, 2, or I had eaten about 6. And I finally took the time to look at the bag. Well, yeah, it's milk chocolate and it was peanut butter. I'm used to like, you know, cacao, dark chocolate, almond butter. It was really tasty, but I didn't feel great afterwards. So if you think chocolate, think darker the better. Anything over 70% cacao is the way to go. You're gonna get those antioxidant benefits, health benefits that chocolate can bring with that good chocolatey flavor. And look, it's a process. Once you start taking refined sugars out of your diet, your taste buds change. And now that I've had them out for, I guess for probably almost 2 months, I can't go back and taste something that's sweet again. It's like, whoa, what is that? I didn't realize that was so sweet. Or like eating a peanut butter cup, and I haven't had those in months. So that's a thought. What's another thing? I love throwing in some ground flax seeds or chia seeds into my baked goods. I'm just gonna get that extra fiber, omega-3s in the flax seeds. You're never gonna know the difference, right? We're just adding a little bit of health benefit. And today I'm going to teach you about something called aquafaba, which is kind of weird, and I've never made it, so we're gonna do this together. It is the water from chickpeas, which seems a little bizarre. And yes, I think you can buy it. I just strained this straight out of the can. I'm still a canned bean kind of a gal, but if you're one of those lovely people that soak your beans, it's just gonna be that liquid that's left over from the chickpeas. So I'm gonna take about 2 cups of this chickpea water. And what is aquafaba good? So it's a really good vegan egg replacement, or dairy replacement. Is a replacement for meringues, sometimes like whipped cream in pies and things like that. And we're gonna sweeten it up. You're gonna have no dairy, no egg. We'll see how it turns out. So we're gonna take about 2 cups of this chickpea water. Just gonna pour that right in. And then we're gonna add about 1/3 cup of powdered sugar. This is the one sugar that I've yet to give up. It's in my carrot cake recipe. I left it in the cream cheese frosting. It's a hard one to replace. I've not found a good substitute. If you have one, shout it out, let me know, hit me up. I have not found a good powdered sugar replacement. All right, so I'm gonna put about 1/3 cup in there, and just about a teaspoon of vanilla. All right, just like you would do making a whipping cream or a meringue, we're just gonna turn this on high, oh, maybe, and let it go. Or there could be like smoke coming off my stand mixer. Note, if you have to mix this by hand, unless you're like have really strong shoulders and forearms, I don't suggest it. But it worked. It turned into, oh, look at that. Oh my God, it's like perfect meringue with those little peaks. So you can imagine using this in place of meringues or anything that you would do for whipped egg whites. Could be even really great on fresh fruit. Let's give it a little taste. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I did this for the first time on camera, so I was just hoping that it was gonna work out. It's actually pretty good. There's a little bit of that chickpea taste just at the very back. I personally might add just a tad more powdered sugar. But, you know, that's what's so fun about being in the kitchen is you get to play around with it, you make it your own. And again, it's all about doing it in the name of health, right? Anything we can do to still enjoy some of the treats that we love, but feel better in our bodies for doing it.